I believe that creativity in the workforce or in the workplace comes from a culture that allows for self-expression. I think that in any brand situation, especially in this era that we live in, the habit or gravitational pull towards sameness stifles creativity. So that's the first place I look for, is that, and I say this half jokingly, if you go to a company and out in the parking lot, it's a bunch of tan Camrys, there's a company that does not have a creative culture. I think creativity is important as a leader because we're at an era now, I call it the era of executive awakening, where executives are understanding that the ability to read a P&L report or the ability to create process isn't enough in business anymore. You need a holistic, well-rounded leader. And people will say, well, I'm not creative. Well, that becomes a leadership detriment because it means that you're not able to connect with a part of yourself that's already there, so you sort of willfully suppress that part of you, which means that you're an incomplete leader at that time. To foster creativity within yourself, I think you need to do a self-assessment, just a personal audit. And I think it's around maybe just 3 or 4 areas. One would be, what original thoughts do I have? Instead of thinking about, well, I read this and here's what I think about it, what original thoughts do you have? The second thing to do is have an audit about how you feel about things. One of the things that's really difficult for leaders to do is to express their fears. There's a lot of isolation with leaders. They put on a veneer, kind of a show that they're not afraid. I think you need some place to express those, whether it's journaling, therapy, prayer, whatever you want to use in order to express your fears. And I think the third is you need some sort of physical manifestation of creativity. You need to run, paint, lift weights, learn to tap dance, do something so it's not in you anymore, so it comes out of you in some way. In order to have a creative team, creative culture, this sounds sort of obvious, but you have to hire creative people. And that's where job benchmarking comes in. A lot of companies will hire off of a resume, a technical skill set. That's a good way to have a team full of really boring people. And I'm not minimizing the fact that technical skills are not important, but you can, if you hire for culture and you want to foster a creative culture in your company, hire creative people. If they look a little weird, if they seem a little out there, if they come in, maybe they have a little ink, maybe they got a little color in their hair, maybe they don't dress like everybody else. If you start to understand their value as a creative person, what they become then to your culture is they become the right brain. I believe that one of the 5 trends that's shaping the future of every brand right now is that understanding that all of branding is art. It's the ability to express your brand as art. So art is engineered design. It's designed in order to make a statement, make an impression for really one thing. It's either, well, maybe 2 things. It's either to provoke new thinking or to provoke an emotion. And so in this very noisy world, this very oversaturated world where there's millions and millions of messages going on at any given moment, the ability to break through all of that isn't going to come from some pithy statement, or it's going to come with a new feature that you have on your product that your competitors don't have. It's going to come from your ability to express your brand as a piece of art.